What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin It podcast. Jack, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I am making it. I know there's gonna be some people mad at us after this over with. Andre, what's up, man?
Look, I'm doing good. I'm just coming off of having set up a really good weekend for my wife, so I'm coming off of a high.
Nice,
Oh, sweet,
So,
sweet,
nice.
because everything went very well.
Okay,
cool. That's awesome, man.
always a
Good to
plus.
hear. Okay, so I was talking over with the guys before we started, and but if you're looking at the title, I still don't know what immortality is.
I don't either. I
Yeah,
tried to
so
find it. I don't know what it
I
is.
don't know what it is. I no shade thrown to that game. And if you watch the live reaction that I did last week, I was being very honest. I wasn't trying to joke or nothing. I really wasn't
Right?
playing. I never heard of that game.
No.
So yeah, we're going to talk about the Game Awards nominations. It's going to be the bulk of the show. But first things first. Um, hmm, I don't have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet,
Me either.
so I don't. But
Neither do I.
I have seen some stuff on social media this week, boy. Y'all are mad as hell.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: people were mad before the game came out, and I'm like, I know all of y'all don't get no doggone review copies. So where all this hate coming from?
Exactly.
Now, I will say this. Let me preface this because as somebody who got Darksiders 3 on Switch, before that game came out, the people who had the review copy was complaining about the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a day one patch that went out,
Right.
and that fixed all of that. So I don't know, and I'm not saying that's what happened here or that's the situation, but y'all do know that I don't know why we complaining about this now in gaming. This has been a thing since 7th generation. Y'all know we get day one patches. I don't even know why you're mad at this point. It is what it is. So the majority of games, the vast majority of games, have something where you have to update something as soon as you get it. Now,
Right.
some of them, if you download the game digitally, I've noticed that some of these some titles they going to do it anyway while you sleep. As soon as the
Right.
game goes live, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to do the update anyway. Some of them do not. Some
Right.
of them you have to actually cut it on and try to go into it, and then they'll say there's an update. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm not involved in this. I just think it's funny at this point. I
Yes,
really do.
I
So,
agree.
Jack, you have it, right?
Okay. No, I do not have it. I was
Okay.
going to get it, and then after seeing a lot of things here and there, I was like, let me fall back for a little bit.
Okay. Hold on, guys. We got a slight echo. So if somebody has YouTube on, can y'all like put it down, turn it down a little bit?
I don't have it on.
Andre, do you have it on?
What was that again?
Okay, we're not echoing anymore. All right. We had a little slight echo.
Oh,
We
okay.
had a slight echo. All right. So Jack, continue your point, please.
So, okay. My thing with this whole situation, right? So it's kind of in parts. Now, when it comes down to the game in itself, Pokemon is Pokemon. Anytime I look at Pokemon, I'm always in the mindset that this is not for adults. You just have the luxury of playing it, but if anything, they're trying to entice these kids to go and get these cards, to go get this merch, to watch the anime. There are adults that still partake in this, but you are not their main audience. It should be very clear at this point. Um, so then when we go into the idea of them actually doing what it is that we as the first gen lovers of Pokemon really wanted them to do, like to have this world of Pokemon to where you walk around, you see Pokemon living their life, and you can kind of go and fight, battle, and catch however you saw fit. They're at that point now. Unfortunately, it seems like Game Freak is not the type to be able to pull this off. I'm not quite sure, if they have the ability to reach out and get more teams on board. Because where I saw a lot of people saying like, "Oh, they should delay," they don't have that luxury. They they really do not have that luxury to delay because it has to match with everything else that comes out with Pokemon. It's a conglomerate. You have to drop the cards, the toys, the merch, the anime in the game all around the same time frame.
Yeah.
You can't delay it. And then, when we get down to pocket watching, yes, Pokemon has a lot of money. Like that is a very lucrative, franchise. But let's be honest, it is not coming from the games. It's coming from everything else, as into where all that money goes and where it's coming from. So whether they decide to allocate it towards the games or not, that's going to be totally up to them. But I don't think the games are their main priority. And I think that's when people get into the idea of, hey, I'm in the games and I love Pokemon for the games. I don't watch the anime. I don't partake in the cards. To be honest with you, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. The games are going to be the least most important thing. It's not that, oh, well, they know they can get away with whatever. It's none of that. Like, this is not important, because if the games go tomorrow, everything else will still be there and there will still be a top tier franchise, including movies. So do I think it has a lot of issues? For sure. Looking at different people that know what they're talking about, express that no, it's not a Switch issue, as much as people run to that excuse immediately every time they see a hiccup on any game. It seems to be a memory leak issue with the game, as into Game Freak just really didn't have the time nor possibly the know-how to make this happen, because this is their first take at it. So one of the first questions that came up to me, and I was hoping Shadow was on, and maybe he could shine some light, or maybe y'all could shine some light on it. What engine do they use? And is it the same engine that they've been using for the handhelds?
I have no idea, because they switched it up. Andre, do you know?
I'm not sure of what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's whatever engine they set up is the one that they did specifically for the Switch. I don't think it's. I think they're consistently using one for the Switch, because I'm pretty sure they didn't transfer the whole engine over from the 3DS.
Right.
They may have used parts of it, but I don't think they just transferred the whole thing.
Gotcha. Because to me, we look at the Nintendo situation with the Wii U. They express, hey, this is our first foray into HD. Like, it's going to take us a minute to get used to whether they were using Unreal Engine for Yoshi or if they were using something else for the other games. The Pokemon Company is going to take them a minute. And I think it's solely going to come down to the simple fact that they have to do these annual games. In the same vein Ubisoft was doing with Assassin's Creed. It would be great if they could take a break. It would be amazing. But unfortunately, they just can't. And I think they have to learn as they go. And it didn't help that within a span of a year, we got 3 games? Because we got Sword and Shield, we got Arceus, and then we just got this. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, for me, I hear it's a fun game. There are a lot of bugs, and apparently it gets worse as long as you play it, and you kind of have to restart the game to kind of reset the memory to where you don't get those issues anymore. But in all honesty, I'm not paying $60 for something like that until they patch it up. So if they get to points where they patch it up and then it functions like it needs to, then yeah, I'll go cop it. But I'm not picking up anything that's incomplete, and that goes for any franchise or any company.
Yeah. But if it's a memory leak issue, that's definitely a programming error. It's not like the Switch. Every game on the Switch has a memory leak.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, then you could say, "Oh yeah, it's the Switch hardware causing the problem." But like, outside of that, I'm like, dude, stop being a dingus and actually use your brain.
Right, and that's where I'm like, for the ones that know, that are kind of on the ins and out and can really dig into this stuff, they've all shared the same sentiment. Hey, this was just a memory leak issue. This is something that could be fixed with patches going forward, but as of right now, that's.
I have one question though.
Yes.
For everybody that says it's the Switch hardware, was it the hardware when the Division was doing this, when it had a memory leak that was creating its own bugs?
And this is the question I like to ask too, because the one thing I want to ask a lot of people that are very loud and wrong about this, what like, at what point do you pick one of the other? Like,
when it's not a Switch.
And that's where I go with it, because if you're talking about PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, it has to be the developers, because on paper, this is all we know based off of what they told us. These are strong pieces of hardware, so it can't be the hardware. It's impossible to be the hardware. But then when you hear something of a handheld or Alonzo Mobile, it's got to be the hardware. Do I feel like we can use? Of course, you can use new hardware, no doubt, because the chipset and everything is pretty outdated. But honestly, it just comes down to if you can optimize it and work with it. But yeah, I don't know where you differ. If you're going to tell me that it's the Switch's fault for Pokemon behaving the way that it is, but then Xenoblade is doing fantastic, you kind of have to explain that to me. It doesn't make
I
sense.
mean, I would
Oh,
ask these same people to explain to me how The Witcher 3 is getting a next gen update for the Switch.
all I know is the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was so much better if it was on the PS5.
I guess so. And then notice one thing I have not seen, and this is pretty amazing. I have not seen the emulation brigade pop up and say, "Hey, it's working fantastic on my Steam Deck. This is what
Oh
Nintendo needs
yeah,
to
they
do."
haven't.
I
They
haven't
haven't
heard
been
anything
talking.
from them.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude. First of all, that's for the casual market, not for the hardcore gamer. That's for the casual market. Okay. Okay. Even though I'm a grown man that stole my son's phone so I could play Pokemon Go.
Right. That I'm surprised I have not seen that crowd, because I felt like they would be the first ones in line to say, "Hey, because the hardware made this better." I'm pretty sure it may run a little bit better, but it's still gonna be buggy as all hell.
I mean, they were
it
the
is.
first
Well,
ones in
still,
line in line.
if anything, running it on emulation, especially when people try to boost the frame rate, is going to create those bugs quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, one day the first ones with Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yep.
One of them talking about, oh, we can emulate this and all that stuff, and I'm like, dude, that's graphics and art style are two different things, bro.
Two totally different things.
Yeah, but I will say this, like to your point, Jack. Yeah, Pokemon Company and Game Freak, I don't envy them.
No.
I really
No,
don't, because because Pokemon itself has morphed into this thing that's just it's huge.
Too
So
big.
do you realize how many moving parts they got to deal with every year? We ain't just talking about like, and this ain't a situation where it's, oh, we just got to worry about this one thing. No, you got to worry about the card game that actually has tournaments every year, 3 and 4 and 5 tournaments a year. You got to worry about the anime. You got to worry about the game. You got to worry about this. Now, I will say this: I think they should have pushed the game back. You already had Arceus.
Yeah.
You didn't need to drop another one this year. So I get that. Oh, it's the holiday season. People are looking forward to it. Give them an Arceus update. Should give them an expansion of that or something.
Something.
Don't put out a whole other game because you already had one. That way, give yourself some time. And I don't know if this was a Nintendo thing or not. Now, this is the part where I will say, okay, did Nintendo be like, hey, look, y'all got to have it out?
Yeah.
Because we already got this stuff set up. We already got our release list set up. Y'all gonna have to put it out. Now, we don't know if that's the case. I don't know. But if it was me, and it's just in my thinking, since I already have Arceus out, I would have talked to Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and see, like, hey, is there any kind of expansion we can do? If not, if we can, let's do that for the holiday season, and we'll just push Scarlet and Violet out there to give y'all enough time to like
Right.
tweak it and work on some stuff, and and that'll be best for everybody because you already had a Pokemon game out. You didn't need to put out another one.
You actually
In my
had
opinion.
what? You actually had more than 3. You had 4 because you had Brilliant Diamond and
and
Pearl.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that was done by Game Freak too. So
wow.
I mean, I was wondering because I did think about that, and I was like, okay, the only thing that makes sense as far as like blaming Nintendo is Nintendo's like, okay, y'all got to put it out.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think
that's that call though.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I'm like, you don't have to do this since you already had a game come out in January. Because usually with Pokemon, it really is only that one game in November.
In November, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually it. So like even with Sword and Shield, it was that one game in November. So
And I think that's how they got away with Arceus. It wasn't mainline, and we already had something in November.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like with Pokemon, I don't know when the animes air. I just know they just pop up randomly on my TV.
You never know when you're gonna get a movie.
Exactly.
Sometimes a movie shows up, sometimes 2 of them show up. You don't know.
And that's why I feel like the game should be a generation delayed. Like, okay, cool. We got this on TV. Like when they dropped X and Y on TV, it's like, all right, cool. Let it run. And then the following year we get X and Y game. Yeah. Whenever, like, okay, if they're doing Scarlet and Violet, the anime should have came along with the mangas and everything else, and then the game comes after that. Because I honestly, like I said, the game is at the bottom of the totem pole. Yes, do they do numbers for sure, but not at the point to where they're like, oh, this is our saving grace. Like everything else shines. So whenever the kids watch the anime or read or whatever or get the toys, then cap that off at the game. So therefore, you're looking at a 2-year development cycle, opposed to being right there on the forefront of when this whole series drops. That's the only way that it's going to work, or otherwise they're just going to have to get external pieces to help them. And I know everybody constantly goes straight to Monolith Soft, but there's other studios out there that can assist with this.
Yeah. But I think
Retro could assist.
Yeah. I mean, how many? Because they keep hiring people for Retro, and I ain't seen not one game yet.
No.
I'm like, who is this? What is this mystery title?
Suffering Microsoft syndrome.
Well, no, it's a mystery title, and they just won't say what it is. We know about Metroid Prime 4. It's another one they working on. I'm like, okay, why y'all got RGB?
Yeah, I think that's definitely not going to be on the Switch. I got a strong feeling that's not going to be.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's going to be on the successor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be on that Switch Pro that we've been talking about since 2018.
Switch Pro 2024.
The Switch Pro is coming. I've been talking about this since 2018, and it's gonna happen at some point. So I'm technically not gonna be wrong. Possibly, hopefully. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. So,
like I said, we're gonna hear something about it next year for sure.
Yeah, we'll hear something because this is the time frame. So
yeah, it has to.
This is that time frame where they normally do some. That the reason why I haven't talked about any of this stuff, people, is like I wait until Nintendo drops it.
Smart.
I don't talk. I don't act like I know. When people gonna drop stuff, and we just got somebody trying me in the doggone chat.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go with the doggone bots. All right, so
I was like, when I looked down, I was like,
what the heck? Okay, all right. So that's how we get down bots, huh? All right, bro. All right, Wait till I find. Can I? Yep. A lot, buddy. You're blocked. All right, so sorry about that, people. Moving right along. So y'all ready for the Game Awards, right?
Oh yeah.
Everybody ready? Now, let me ask y'all in the chat. Y'all know how we do every year. I'm gonna go on and let y'all know. This year, we're not gonna have the sound running through it. And I said that last week. I'm gonna make sure I let y'all know again, just to reiterate. We're not gonna have the sound running this year. Y'all just gonna hear us talk because I am not getting another copyright strike for something that they did. All right. For doing a live reaction, and they did something, and I had to sit through a story behind movie, and they're going to copyright strike me for a movie that sucked. So, the sound won't be going through. But if you guys do want to join us join us as we do our live reaction, just sit in and chill with us and crack jokes like we always do. If you go to our Discord, join our Discord, I'm going to have a category open for if you want to join us during our live stream. So we'll be able to get, I think I can get 10 people in here. So it'll be like a first come, first serve. And if you want to just come in and hang out for an hour, you are more than welcome to. And we'll just run it like that. So just letting y'all know about that now. So we're going to go ahead to the nominees for the Game Awards. Now, if y'all caught the live show that I did, yeah, y'all probably had a nice little laugh. Because it felt, what's the word that Wilton used? Very predictable. A predictable pattern was forming.
I thought it was me.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's so weird because on one hand, there's multiple paths you can go with this. Mm-hmm. But honestly, to me, this just looks like they didn't play nothing.
They really didn't. So here are the list of nominees. It's about close to 30 in all. Now y'all know this. Most times they don't show half of this stuff on air. Thank God. So, and we're not gonna go through all of them because this is my thing. Because I'm gonna do my voting tonight after we get done. But let's go on and start this off with Game of the Year. And you're going to see a lot of Sony in this. So, A Plague Tale.
Not a surprise.
Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Stray. We'll get into that. Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. All right, I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. I think the only reason why Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is here is because Twitter.
Yeah,
people were calling him out on that.
Yeah, that's the only reason why it's there.
Yeah, they were called because the second that show was over, Keely put out a tweet talking about, "Oh, y'all surprised that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 there?" Like, yeah, actually we are.
We really are, very much so.
Bro, look, he gets so freaking butthurt about stuff that he do. So
I don't understand Keely at all, but I will say this: I need them to explain Stray to me.
Yep. Now, here's best game direction. Wilton, I think we're about to see the pattern become more and more clear.
Yeah.
Stray, Horizon, God of War, Elden Ring. I don't know what this is. This is Immortality. Which
I'm
is
crying.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I've never heard of this game. Apparently it came out in August.
Made by half
it's in the same situation as Control when nobody knew what Control was, but nobody
knew.
And, well, then, like, soon as it get nominated, everybody, oh, this is such a great game. I'm like, when did you play it? When did it come out? What is this?
Yeah.
And then I played. I'm like,
okay.
All right, best narrative. Are y'all seeing the pattern? I'm not on Game of the Year anymore. This is best narrative.
Sony paid for good press.
Okay, best art direction.
Ain't no damn way. Ain't no.
Best score and music.
Again,
how is Bayonetta 3 not in this? How is Bayonetta 3 not in this is mind-boggling to me, but at least they had added Metal Hellsinger. Ruler 2 Review loves this game. I might have to give this shot to him because he's been talking this one up. But yeah. You're starting to think his jury only played like 3 games this year?
You would think they didn't have time. Like, it's just like, hey, look, we just gonna play what's out there.
He said he had a global jury that nominated these games.
A global jury, and that's all they played.
This is best audio design.
Ain't no fucking way.
Elden Ring, God of War, they've been in everything so far.
Audio
Although
design.
I have heard Modern Warfare 2 does have good in-game audio.
But they always do.
Yeah, they
always do. Yeah.
I'm just finding it messed up that Horizon has to suffer being in every category with Elden Ring.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. My vote is either for Christopher Judge or Ashley Birch. I love them. That would be my vote. Christopher Judge is awesome, by the way. So that's just Games for Impact. I never understand this this category. They had that category last year.
That's the category that is the most socially aware.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not voting in that one. Best ongoing.
I went with Genshin on this one.
I would probably go just because I hate Genshin Impact. I'll probably go with Destiny or Final Fantasy 14.
I hate Fortnite with a passion.
Oh, Fortnite will never get a doggone vote from me. All right, so best indie. All right, here's one of the categories that isn't there something missing? A certain game called Shredder's Revenge.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not like they had a number limit.
Yeah, they didn't. They obviously don't have a number limit, but Stray is also here. But where is Shredder's Revenge?
I just called that. Yeah, Stray. Jesus. All right. I'm looking right at this damn cat. And I'm like, didn't even. All right, man.
Okay. Best mobile game.
I'm going
okay. I don't play any of this, so yeah.
Yeah, I go with Genshin on this one.
Yeah, I refuse to vote for Genshin. Best community support. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Honestly,
No Man's Sky.
I don't think you can't give it to nobody but No Man's Sky, because if you're gonna hold down them bag of lies and still it's gotta go to No Man's Sky.
That's what I would think too. Okay, so here we are. Innovation in accessibility.
Question before we go forward with this one. What in the hell did God of War Ragnarok do for
Last of Us?
And Last of Us for accessibility?
Nothing.
Because this is my thing. For you to have a game for accessibility up here, it has to be a game that was also on Xbox, who is the only company that sells an accessibility control.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. So this whole category should be nothing but Xbox games because they're the only one that actually has that adaptive controller like that.
So
they sell a whole different one. Unless I'm wrong. Anybody in the chat, does Sony have anything? Because I don't know. I don't know they do. The only company I know that does is Microsoft.
But what is the accessibility? We talking color blindness? We talking about only being able to use certain like what are we talking about here?
I'm guessing it has to for this and this to be here. It probably has to do with either color blindness or something. Because like I said, Quarry is on Xbox.
Right.
Monkey Island is on Xbox.
Correct.
As those Falls on Xbox, but these two aren't.
And I see it says to even wider audience, and it's real vague.
Yeah.
It's got to definitely be colorblind.
So who you think gonna win this one? God of War or Last of Us?
God of War for sure. Even though I don't know
Last
why
of Us just because it came back.
Okay, so
this one piss me off.
This one is for you, Jack. Best VR AR because I have played none of this. So
there's only 2 games that should win this, and that's After the Fall and Moss Book 2. Now people rave about Red Matter 2, but Red Matter 2 is they rave about it because of how good it looks. Bone Lab, people rave about it. It just dropped recently, and they only rave about it because Boneworks is an amazing sandbox display on PC, and it's cool on Quest, but there's nothing to do. If the community doesn't create anything, then there's nothing to do. And then Among Us, them little bastards ruined Among Us. I got my refund back yesterday. They ruined Among Us, and even then, even if they didn't ruin it, I would say Among Us still shouldn't win it because VR chat does a better job than Among Us. So I would say either Moss Book 2 or After the Fall.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's why. Yeah, I'm glad you're here tonight because I was like, I don't know. So, all right, moving right along. Best action game. Now this one.
Ooh, this was tough for me.
This is gonna be except I haven't played Neon White, but I heard it was good. You know who I'm voting for.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to vote for her over my boys. But it's something that they do in this game, and somebody in the chat already know what I'm talking about with Kamehameha reference that I'm not gonna not vote for Cereza. I'm voting for Cereza.
That's a tough one because between that and Sifu and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for me.
And let's not forget, people. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have a song with Raekwon and Ghostface Killer. Right. They got Wu-Tang in there. I should be voting for this.
Some of these people don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care. I should be voting for this just off of that. But like I said, Cereza, Platinum, they win the Platinum. I'm gonna tell y'all, Platinum. Look, the story don't make no sense, but you don't play Bayonetta games for the story.
You don't.
You don't. They don't put so much in. There's an homage to Shumps. There's a level that's a freaking rhythm game. There's, there's so much other stuff in this game that I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to.
Okay.
I kind of have to. I mean, but this should be in Game of the Year, and this should be at least in musical for soundtrack because this Bayonetta 3 has a banging soundtrack.
Yeah, it does.
It has a banging soundtrack. All right, so what's up next? Okay, best action adventure. We're back to our same 4.
This title too, like action adventure, is so wide open. I don't even know what it is anymore.
And my thing is, and the God of War games now are more adventure.
They are.
They're more adventure. So yeah, I can see that.
Because for me, if I'm thinking action adventure, I'm only considering Horizon and A Plague's Tale in a way, because I'm putting Tunic and at this point God of War in the RPG category, an action RPG category, and then Stray is just an experience. I
can't play a game as a cat, dude. I just can't.
Even if it was a dog, the premise of the game, like this, because this is the problem I have with games like Stray. It was a game on PS3, Flower. Like, oh, it's such a great experience. We're going to give it a 10 out of 10. Are you for real? Like, I don't understand it.
I can give a little bit of insight on Stray.
Okay.
It's not a game about being a cat. It's actually a game about seeing how fucked up people made the world.
Right.
From the perspective of a cat.
Right.
So basically, this game about being a cat in a messed up world. Gotcha. All right. So, no, I'm joking. Okay. I mean, yeah, I never played Stray, so
Yeah.
I just find it odd that Stray was in all these categories.
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I'm just. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are you gonna brag about having a global jury and multiple categories have the same 4 or 5 games in it?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. Best role playing game. Here we go. Elden Ring. Now I was surprised. I was really surprised that Live Alive made it. I was really surprised
because there wasn't much in the RPG category this year, was it?
But there were a lot of games though. But most of them were like it was Live Alive, Triangle Strategy, Arceus, Xenoblade.
Right.
There was a few more that dropped this year too. So
gotcha. Okay.
I don't want Elden Ring to win this one, but I think they probably will. To me personally, I think it should be.
Look at this list though. I thought PlayStation was the home for RPGs.
Look.
Not anymore. Exactly what you're talking about.
It used to.
But here's the thing. Honestly, I think it should probably go to Triangle or Xenoblade. Triangle Strategy Story is just so good.
Right.
It's just so good.
I went with Arceus. I love the concept around.
Yeah. Now Arceus. That's the other thing too. Like Arceus, just watching you, just hearing you and Samsung talk about it, I'm like, this might be right up my alley at some point. But Xenoblade hits you in the feels, man.
Yeah.
Xenoblade hits you in the feels, like for real.
It always hits you in the feels, though, man.
Well, not as like XC2 didn't hit me in the feels as much as Torna did. Torna told me up. The Torna told me up because I knew what was happening. I knew what was coming, but they made me forget. They made me forget what was coming, and when it came, I'm like, oh damn, I forgot this is how it's supposed to end. And yeah, so but Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I was just like, okay, the end is alright, but this one just the whole aesthetic of behind like basically your only goal is to live to fight. That's how you live. Because if you don't fight, you're gonna die anyway. So you're just gonna die faster. So you gotta fight even though you don't want to. And then to see that the dude made the world just because he's a truly effed up individual. You're like, dude, what the heck? Like, yeah. This is probably gonna get the vote for me is Xenoblade, but I can see Triangle getting a lot of votes. Live Alive, I love Live Alive just for the simple fact that they were able to do what they did with it and make it so good. Because my favorite chapter is still the Wild West. That's my favorite story in there.
Oh, okay.
Hands down.
Yeah, that's why I hear a lot of people go directly for that.
Yeah, hands down the Wild West. That chapter is so good. I wanted to make a Wild West RPG like that. But all right, best fighting game. Why is Sifu here?
Because it's fighting, head-to-head combat. I mean, I get it. We're not talking about your standard, fighting game. Because that's why I said the stuff is getting skewed at the point.
It's getting skewed because I'm like, I don't think this should be here because this is more of a like brawler.
Yeah.
Than what
but
a
that
fighting game is.
Brawler's gone now, though.
Yeah. Or just leave it in the action category.
That too, yeah. I don't
because it's already there, but it shouldn't be here.
Because a fighter, to me, like you said, is that 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 combat. I don't see Sifu as a fighter.
Yeah. Who you think gonna get it? I would say probably King of Fighters.
Of course, Multiverse is getting
it. Good point. They probably paid the most. I would go with King of Fighters.
Yeah, I want them to win. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they revamped, especially since Sakurai destroyed their art direction in Smash Brothers. I think they did the right thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Andre, remember we was talking about that? They made Terry look so good in Smash. They had to change their whole entire art style, which I still to this day find to be highly hilarious. All right, so next category, best family.
I went with Splatoon on this one.
I went with Lego Star Wars just to be different. No,
I mean it would be because honestly, truth be told, I went biased on this one, but honestly, Splatoon wouldn't be considered a family game. Because if I'm thinking family, I'm thinking you can play it together in the house in the same house. You got to have multiple Switches to do that with Splatoon.
Yeah,
you can play Nintendo Switch Sport on one Switch. Kirby, it has a multiplayer function. Lego Star Wars has the same thing. I don't know about Mario Rabbids. I have the game, but I don't know if there's a multiplayer function.
Yeah, I don't know if there is one either. Can anybody in chat let us know, please?
I don't remember.
For me personally, though, honestly, out of all of these, I'm gonna probably go with Kirby. That game is so good, man. Kirby's so good. The little changes they made, I actually like. Well, they did with Kirby, and I'm not the biggest Kirby fan because I think he's OP as a mug. So
yeah, that is for sure.
But the game is fun, and it's a good game if you just want to relax. It's kind of like one of those games because it's not the way you get your challenge from is to collect the collections, getting all the collectathon basically. But it's a game you can just sit back, play a level in the afternoon, and you're good. So that's why, if anything, I'm probably gonna vote for that. Although I did hear Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is fun.
Okay.
Like the comedy, I heard the comedy is on point in this one. So
yeah, I'm about to say, they said they went a different route with that for sure.
Yeah. So all right, best sim strategy.
This one was hard because I wanted to be biased twice on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do Mario and Rabbids, and I also wanted to do 2 Point Campus. I love the 2 Point game series.
I heard it's actually pretty good.
They're really good because 2 Point Hospital was pretty good, and I still need to pick up Campus for my PC, but they have it on Switch, and I want to see how that works on the Switch. But I wanted to be biased because I love 2 Point.
Okay.
But when it comes down to the Switch version, I don't know how it runs. But granted, it's one of those strategy games, so you don't need it to run at 60 frames or anything like that.
How dare you? It should be running at 120 frames a second, or we need a Switch Pro.
It'd be nice, but it's not necessary. Granted, if you're building out a whole campus, you wouldn't want anything to stutter, but I'm coming from the realm of playing the very first Sims on a gateway all-in-one computer to where people changing their clothes was like that one spin and they'll freeze, and then they'll be in their clothes. So
I remember that.
I have a capable PC. I have yet to ever play The Sims on a capable PC because I haven't played Sims in a long time. But I have yet to play it on a capable PC, and watching people with like these decked out PCs playing The Sims, I wonder if 2 Point Campus is like that too. So that's why I want to pick up on my PC.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a little biased between the two. But if I had to go with one, of course, it's got to be the one I played, which is Mario and Rabbids.
So, can anybody in the chat tell me if they played Dune Spice Wars? I didn't know Dune had a game out.
Me either. I knew Victoria was there, and I know Total War's Warhammer was there, but I didn't know anything about Dune.
Yeah, I didn't know it. Like, I don't remember seeing a trailer. And look, Dune is not a small franchise. Okay, this is not a small franchise. So, you would have thought at least they would have showed a trailer or a demo or something. I don't know how I missed that. So, okay. Well, let's move
early
on.
access. Bad latency said it was early access.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, makes sense. All right, best sports racing. I have not played a sports game, but God knows how long.
Screw 2K. I went with Ali on this one. I love Ali on the.
Oh yeah, you did get that one. How does it play?
Ali. Man, that game is amazing. Okay. With all the customization that's on there, all the different tasks that you have to do in each level. Because that was kind of the one thing I didn't like about the first Ali, or not the first one, but the last one. It was too simple. With this one, it has the foreground, the background, like you can just kind of traverse and do different tasks, and the way they have the trick system between the left stick, right stick, and then also the bumper buttons too, that you can kind of switch and do things. I love that game.
Okay, so who do you think actually going to win it? Because
who's going to actually win it?
For some reason, I think it's either going to be Gran Turismo or FIFA.
It's going to be 2K. 2K had a lot of celebrity star power behind it this year. A lot.
Okay.
Like, ain't no way in hell anything's beating them out, because FIFA has their issue to where, I think they're getting ready to lose that name. I don't know too many people that play F1. Gran Turismo had the whole loot box situation.
Yeah, that's what happened.
F1 Ali, so it's like
I think F1 blew up during the pandemic because they were showing it on ESPN. They were showing people play it on ESPN to like the same thing they were doing with when the NBA players were playing 2K to just give people some entertainment before they brought the season back.
Right.
So they did the same thing with F1. So I think that's when that one kind of blew up. if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't know too many people that actually talk about playing. I have seen a couple gameplay runs of it. It runs smooth. So it's not like it's a bad game. It runs smooth. Personally, yeah, I can see 2K getting it, but for some reason, I got a feeling it's going to be between Gran Turismo and FIFA. I don't know why.
I'd be surprised if Gran Turismo get it because a lot of people
I'm not
highly
Sony.
upset.
Sony.
True. I think you're getting the power of Sony.
Yeah, elephant in the room. Gigantic Sony elephant in the room. All right, best multiplayer. Surprised that Ninja Turtles was here, but
Call of Duty has it, but I voted for Splatoon. But Call of Duty got that though.
All right, nobody voted for Overwatch.
Why? They don't even want to vote for it. It's like,
yeah, you ain't never lie about that, boy. It's bad when like the people that made the game, like, yeah, we sorry.
Yeah, they don't even want to do it. It's that game. It had its opportunity, and then when everything went haywire, that's when it fell and went downhill from there.
Can I be honest? I was looking forward to playing the campaign for Overwatch 2 because, like I said, I like stories with a lot of lore in it. But when that got canned because of Bobby Kotick and his issues, I'm not interested in the battle royale. I'm just not interested in that style of game. So
yeah.
But I was interested. Just like with League of Legends, when they did Ruin King and started doing all the little spin-offs, I'm like, why does Overwatch do that?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I love the Ruin King. And I'm looking forward to playing their fighting game whenever that releases. Even though it's free to play, I'm looking forward to playing that because it looks interesting. And they're letting other studios grab it and, do their spin on some of their stuff. I was hoping that they would do that with Overwatch. You still have your Overwatch Battle Royale, but let, other genres get a taste of it using their lore. So here's hoping they do that somewhere down the line because I was looking forward to the campaign, but apparently that got axed. So if anything, I'm probably gonna vote for Shredder's Revenge because I did not play Modern Warfare 2, even though this is actually my favorite Call of Duty game is Modern Warfare 2.
I want to like Call of Duty. I want to because it's one of those things to where I know it's a great shooter, but I just can't get into it. Maybe it's because I suck, and I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. Maybe I do because I'm one of those that respond and get popped. Like,
I played a campaign. I don't play multiplayer on there. I played a campaign. I think the last time I played multiplayer was on Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, and that's because I could use my Wii remote. Boy, was I cleaning up! I was cleaning up shop. But okay, so content creator of the year. I know none of these people.
Me either. I skipped this.
Yeah, completely. So this is probably getting skipped by me because I don't know none of these folks. I really don't. So best debut indie. Is Tunic really a debut though?
Because I mean, it's on everything at this point. I mean, I know it didn't come out on all consoles at the same time, did it?
Yeah, no, it came on Xbox first. I know that.
Yeah,
and then it went everywhere. I think it had like a 6-month time exclusive type deal.
Right. So I have no idea because I don't know what Norco is or Vampire Survivor is. I mean,
I heard a lot. I've seen a lot of people on a couple people I follow on Twitter. We follow each other. They have been singing this game's praises. So I don't know what that is either. I don't like the look of it, but that's just me.
Right.
So just to be completely honest, I'm probably gonna vote for Stray on this.
It doesn't need your vote, sir.
It really don't. All right, so best adaptation.
I went with Sonic.
I'm probably gonna go with Sonic 2. I will say this close second is League of Legends Arcane. That was a very good show.
I need to watch that because I didn't like it towards the I didn't.
I didn't like it toward the end either. It was started off good.
It started off good, yes.
And then I'm like, okay, the end of that first part, I'm like, okay, now y'all getting stupid. And then the beginning of the second, I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling this no more. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I am up and down on that one.
I don't. Okay, so I liked Edge Runners, but is that a true adaptation to the game?
I don't know. I just think it's just whatever I just think it's the adaptation because it is Cyberpunk and it's supposed to be based in that same world,
which I don't think is,
right
to do. Like, yes, the show was amazing. The game wasn't.
Yeah.
And when they don't have anything to do with one another, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
because you're not even this character. So
what's the deal? Yeah, I get
yeah.
you. Now, I have not seen Uncharted, but I may watch it because it is on Netflix, and I did go back to Netflix, so I may watch it just to see what it's about. But I'm going with Sonic because Sonic, this movie was actually they did a really good job on this.
Yeah.
There's even a Sonic Heroes moment in here that I thought I'm like, wow, y'all actually went and did that.
So
and Jim Carrey is still the man. He still got it.
Yeah. Did they make all these movies at once? Because it's like literally when we got 1, 2 was right there. When 2 dropped, 3 is right there.
Remember, they had already had the designs ready to go for 2. They were just waiting to see how much money they were going to make. And then remember, you exceeded expectations. So it came out in February of 2020. By March, they had already greenlit it. So they was already using the same assets and already started because they already had the story ready to go.
Yeah.
And so basically all they had to do was just have the voice actors come in, do their part, have go through COVID protocol, of course, because the human portion of it is really not that big when you think about it.
No, it really isn't.
It really ain't. So I don't think it took that long for them to do that. It just took long to get the CG for the because they really did focus on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
Yeah.
So a large portion of that movie is on them.
So, okay. Yeah, because I was about to say when you look at it, I've never seen a game announced that damn quick.
Yeah, it was quick, but that was because they had already. I think they had already had a plan to greenlight it anyway. They were just trying to see how much money they were gonna make. And when the first one did good at the box office, they were like, "Go on and greenlight it." And right when they greenlit it, the pandemic happened.
Right
when they greenlit it. So it was just like because I think if they would have waited, they probably wouldn't have greenlit. It probably would have came out next year.
Right. Because
that's what happened with Mario. Mario got pushed back because of the pandemic and stuff like that. So
Mario got pushed to what, April?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about when they really originally started doing like the animation and stuff for it. That caused a delay because of everybody had to start working from home and all that stuff. So because it was supposed to come out this Christmas, but I think before then it was like they was trying to let it come out like before the pandemic. I think it was supposed to came out at the beginning of the summer.
Okay.
But thankfully they didn't because I'm like, you're not beating Marvel. So you're just not beating Marvel. So it then got pushed back to holiday. Then they pushed it back to April. So I don't know why they pushed it back to April because it doesn't make sense. But okay, whatever.
Right.
But Arcane League of Legends is actually really good. I enjoyed that series. I just think Sonic's better.
Okay, I'll definitely check out Arcane on Netflix.
Yeah, because it's actually not bad. I'm hoping they do another. I'm hoping they do something, another story, not that one, but do another one. Like that's how I think they could flip it up. All right, most anticipated game. For some reason, I think it's going to either be Starfield or Zelda.
It has to be because I mean Hogwarts kind of messed themselves up with that.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. I mean at that point that's what DMC at this point.
Yeah.
That's Devil May Cry. I don't know where Final Fantasy at with that. Resident Evil 4, while it is a remake, I'm tired of seeing Resident Evil 4.
Well, because here's the problem. They have the remake, but they didn't already release the game like 8 different times.
This is the only game I know that is on every damn thing in existence, including VR. Like
and when the next generation comes out, it's gonna be on all of that.
That is nuts. Like this game is like Skyrim. It won't go away.
No, it will not. But I honestly think it's gonna be between Starfield and Zelda. And if I was a betting man, it's probably gonna be Starfield.
Which is weird because no one knows anything about the damn game.
Now y'all know who I'm voting for. I'm voting
for Zelda.
Yeah, but
I know what to expect with Zelda, but I don't know what the hell Starfield is.
Yeah, I don't either, but I guess we'll find out. All right. Okay. Best esports. This is a category I usually skip.
Yeah, I skip.
Okay. All right. So best esports athlete. Another category I usually skip because I don't know none of these people whatsoever, and I don't follow esports like that. I just don't. So yeah, I don't follow this either, or this. All right, so that's the end of it. All right,
Yeah,
That's the end of it. So
that esports stuff, I feel like, man, I should know more about that. But then I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point with that. So I'm not knocking anybody for esports, but it's just not my thing. I mean, it's just not my
It's
thing.
not.
So I think it's yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. But
Yeah.
All right. So I hope y'all saw.
No desire for that.
Yeah, I hope y'all saw the predictable pattern here. I mean, it was kind of predictable.
God of War should have been in the esports game of the
way they
year.
acting, yeah. I'm surprised Stray didn't show up in it.
Man, look, like I said, I'm pretty sure that it is a good game. By no means, whoever likes Stray, I'm pretty sure it is a good experience. But if you're gonna sit here and tell me, at all the games that released this year, you're gonna put Stray as a candidate for game of the year, for real?
Because I would have put Shredder's Revenge over that one.
Yeah,
straight up. I'm not even fronting.
And I know they can do it because they did it with Celeste.
Yep,
Celeste was an indie game.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can't say it's relegated to non-indies, because that's not true. So before we get out of here, there are a few games that are dropping after the show. One of them is Final Fantasy 7 Remake Crisis Core. There's a couple other ones, but that's the big one that I know of. I think it drops December 13th. And I've always asked this, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Do you think the Game Awards should be pushed back to either the end of December, or just pushed back to January of the next year for the previous year?
It should be the top of the year. Give all the games for that year time to come out.
Yeah.
So that way you can definitively say, hey, this is the 2023 Game Award, but it's for the games of 2022.
Yeah.
I don't understand this weird cutoff.
And why is it always on a Thursday?
Yeah, I don't understand their timing. I don't understand their reasoning. I have no clue why they do what they do. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. I do think it needs to be moved back, but I also think they need to have like a reasoning as to why it's on like a Thursday, when like a large portion of your fan base is gonna have to not be able, because they go to about 12,
right?
Sometimes a little later, because I think it's 5:30 Pacific, but over on the East Coast that's 8:30 for us. And you're talking about a 3.5, sometimes 4 hour show. Because there were a couple of years where it was like 4 hours, pushing 4 hours 15 minutes. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So
I said, let's just because is it a global thing?
This year's supposed to be. Last year it wasn't, but this year's supposed to be.
So that would be the only thing I give them of talk about global times of what best suits everyone around the world.
Yeah. So I don't know, but like I said, we are going to have our annual roast session. Live reaction on December 8th. It's probably gonna be. Let's see what time this damn thing starts this year. Let me go to the home screen. 8:30, just like last year. Okay, so yeah. So we are gonna probably do 15 to 30 minutes ahead of time. So if you guys want to pop in and hang out with us for a little bit, like I said, you're more than welcome to. Y'all know how we do this. If you watched any of our previous ones, y'all know how we do. We just kicking back, watching the world premieres that was at E3, and having some fun. That's pretty much what we're doing.
World premiere.
And watching Joseph scare the hell out of Jeff Keighley.
Man, I tell you, this whole thing tends to be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny in hindsight, and sometimes we actually do get a legit surprise. Sometimes we do like Sephiroth.
All right.
I didn't see Sephiroth coming.
No.
I didn't. Like Sephiroth and Smash, I'm like, hey, I didn't see that coming. But if you do want to, like, you can join our Discord, and like I said, we'll probably have a link. And I'll probably let y'all know probably the week of how we're gonna do it, especially because I can get up to 10 people in here at a time, so it'll be like a first come first serve type deal. And you ain't got to stay the whole time if you don't want to.
Nah.
So we're just gonna be chilling. Like I said, I'm gonna be here the whole time because I took that Friday off, so I'll be here the whole time doing it. But we're just gonna do what we normally do and just have a good time with good people and just crack jokes. So
right,
that's the whole point. We're gonna crack jokes. Also, because next week is Thanksgiving, we will not be having an episode on Sunday, so we're gonna be off next Sunday. So y'all can eat turkey and have the itis and all the other good stuff. So yeah, we won't be here next Sunday. We will be back the following Sunday. I think that's the actual week of the event. That's the actual week of is that the week of? Yeah, it'll be the 4th. Yeah. So the Sunday we come back will be the 4th, and the Game Awards is that Thursday on the 8th. So the week we come back, we'll probably give some more details of how we're gonna do the Game Awards if you guys want to join us. So anything you want to pimp out, Jack, before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Just continue watching the show. Definitely follow the channel, subscribe, like, spread the word. As far as having people come on, I've seen a lot more, people come and like talk about the show and kind of give their appreciation about the content. So I mean, that's always a plus. And let us know that we're doing the right thing, making the right move, having the right conversations. Because honestly, I mean, we could be doing like everybody else, just talking about absolutely nothing and just bickering and arguing over stupid stuff. But yeah,
we'd rather make fun of it.
Exactly. But yeah, just appreciate everybody. But yeah, definitely like, subscribe, and share. And just let people know that we're here.
Yeah. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for helping us to hit 300 subscribers. I truly appreciate you guys. Check out the community tab when you have a chance. I'm getting used to using that, so I have weird polls up sometimes and stuff like that. I'll let y'all know when I'm doing stuff. So just please continue to support us, and we thank you. So we will see you guys not next Sunday, but December 4th. So hope you guys have a nice holiday, all that other good stuff. And we will see you guys when we get back, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the Game Awards on December 8th while we while we do what we do. So
exactly.
See you, people.
Peace.